oh boy, oh boy. This might be actually one of the biggest drama days within VTubing space ever. This is the biggest shock, the massive struck on our whole industry, because the biggest Western, our pioneer, our beacon of hope for the whole organization industry within VTubing, has been struck and disappointed all of us, because today we are shocked with some horrible news. Now, I've not looked too much into it, but I had over 20 DMs of people telling me about this whenever this news came out, literally fresh. I have stood by my grounds and not wanted to look too much into it, but in short, Ironmouse have left Vshojo. Why has she left? Well, we'll figure it out. But here's the thing. If you don't know, Vshojo is a Western VTuber organization that is actually known for treating their VTuber with kindness and fairness, allowing them to call their identities, their VTuber identities, after they leave and depart their companies. Usually they are seen as a company that treat their VTubers quite well. We have a scenario where maybe something illegal has happened. Let's take a look and see what is happening, because Ironmouse herself is honestly one of the biggest, really, she's one of the biggest VTubers out there, one of the biggest English VTubers out there, and she is such a big token for Vshojo and a reason for a lot of people to join Vshojo, that her leaving is a big act. And if you don't know about like VTuber, I mentioned VTuber lose their their identity and their character if they leave an organization. Most other corporations kind of own the identity, the character. So if you leave, you lose the rights to own it, and you lose all of your accounts and have to start fresh. And that's why Vshojo is often be seen as a very nice one, and they've been very public in many things. So I am very interested to see what has taken a toll on the kind Mousy. What has made her push the stride to go away from Vshojo? What kind of horror have they done? Because I know from the background sentiment of all of this, I know that there has been a lot of up and down things happening with Vshojo. There's been a lot of bad things going on. You've seen contract changes, and recently I was very shook by seeing Giga leave Vshojo after being there in less than a year. I thought that was very odd. So maybe there are more things that are happening. And also another thing I want to say is that you will see even Michi, you will see a bunch of Vshojo talent just entirely leave Vshojo this moment. What is Vshojo? Let me repeat myself. Vshojo is a VTuber organization. A VTuber organization is a corporate, call it like an idol company. It's more like a corporate company that hires individual talents and assists them with doing certain things. Like, for example, having like an event, having a concert, putting a lot of money and effort into making sure that they have merchandise and advertisement. It is basically like a company. It's like look at it as a company that hires musicians. Or talents within certain things, and they're like a record label. Like, look at it as a record label just within VTubing. And this Vshojo is one of the most important ones in the West, and it seems that it has fallen. Yeah, I mean, Phase Connect is gonna be happy now, I guess. I don't know, but let's take a look at this.
I am leaving Vshojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by Vshojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I am here today, is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo.
No. What? $500,000. Now, if you don't know, Ironmouse struggles with a certain illness that doesn't really allow her that much to go outside or really do much outside in general. And this is the deficiency she's speaking of. And she's tried to often raise funds to assist other people that need the assistance, because she's doing really well off at the moment because of her VTubing is skyrocketed. She's earning a lot of money from VTubing, and she understands that a lot of people with this deficiency does not have the privilege in itself to be able to like help themselves and get the medicine they need and the treatment they need. So she takes the time to also put on a lot of charity events to support these organization that assist the people with these issues. So here we have an instance where Ironmouse has done a charity stream. She's done multiple. I think she did with Sea Dog. She's done her personal one. She's always advocating for people to donate, etc. So I assume here we have a situation where the payment went through went through Vshojo during one of maybe Sea Dog's or her own events. And it went through Vshojo, which were the ones meant to pay the charity organization instead of directly to the charity. They were the middleman. Honestly, I think always you should go directly to the charity itself. It should always go directly toward them, because then you don't line yourself in these kind of issues. But I know that there could always be a lot of like screw ups and problems in the background when you do some sort of things. But as far as I know and far I recall, these events are months ago. Most of these events are, even some of them are years ago. So I'm very curious to see what happened here.
I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day I will be able to tell you the full story.
That makes completely sense, because anything she says now can be used against her. And she has to be really careful with explaining what is going on, because now this is going to go to court. And once the trial is over, hopefully she will be able to give you the full context. But during this moment, she is instructed and required to not mention anything else, because she might be in liability if she talks too much, if she says the wrong things or gives too much background information. It can go against her and the cause, which is probably not the interest of all of us.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of Vshojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you're ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join Vshojo, and it was through Vshojo that I was able to grow into the Ironmouse that I am today. when I was approached and
I think that a thing you should always remember is that even if the scenario is extremely bad, there was a time where Vshojo assisted us to have some of our favorite content creator. Even though, like, for example, Vane, Yanners, and Silvervale, and a lot of other talents left a long time ago, they still were a massive help to get them up on their feet. Because the thing is that an organization like this is often assisting people with guidance and funds. And those two things are probably the most important things you need whenever you're starting up in a new industry. And as you can see, you can think to yourself that streaming and content creation is just, you just gotta yap in front of the camera and then you're good to go. No, there's a whole strategy. There's so much to go on. There's so much effort. And definitely whenever you have the funds, you can get advertisement. You can get, you can do more events that are even bigger advertisement itself. And you can get more money for equipment and products and also your VTuber models. And these things definitely elevates and lift the VTuber. So there was a time when all of these, even though Vshojo did horrible things now, and I don't even know what the hell is, why is this even happening? It's so shocking to me. You still need to remember that they did assist a lot of these VTuber in the past.
in 2020 and asked to join Vshojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and 1,000,001 other things. But I ultimately decided to join Vshojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share.
I mean, the thing is that you can't, everybody understands that you can't explain the whole thing because now it's a legal procedure. Like, it completely makes sense. And you can hear it by the sadness of your voice that this is not something you wish to do, really, but you have to do it because they have gone behind your back and backstab you. And trust issues, trust me, I also have trust issues. Most people do have trust issues, and they really do come from people taking advantage of you all the time or taking advantage of you in multiple scenarios. And it really does suck that often whenever somebody managed to lift those feelings away and starting to trust people again, suddenly you have the same issue again. And that's where you getting here. I bet she started trusting people again, and then suddenly her company completely screws her over. And now I understand they are withholding money for charity. Why are they withholding money for charity? Obviously they can't just sit there and take the money themselves. So what is the reason exactly they are withholding by not delivering it to the charity organization? I'm starting to maybe this is a tinfoil take and it's completely fucking stupid, but maybe they are trying to put that on their own paper instead of Ironmouse, because like, as I understand it, like, if you depending on where you are in the world, or maybe wherever you are in the world, if you donate to charity, it has an effect on your taxes. So maybe as an organization, because if you see that there's a lot of billionaires and companies that always donate to charity because like it assists them with their taxes itself and reduce the amount of taxes they need to pay. So maybe they are trying to make it so that they are the one donating instead of Ironmouse. Most organizations take tax donations. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so like that's the thing. I don't know. Like this is just like I just don't get their game. I'm not sure exactly what are they trying to do here. What is the plan? Because obviously something they like, obviously Ironmouse and everybody else won't be like, oh, I want, like, they won't like look at it. They know what is going on. They're going to talk to their organization. They used her face for promotion in Japan in one of the biggest train station a few weeks ago, so they have money. Of course they have money. They're the biggest Western VTuber or corporation. And also, guys, let me take away like the reality of things one sec. VTubers make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. A lot of money. A lot of fucking money. Because you need to understand one thing. VTubers are way superior in every way when it comes to marketing compared to regular streamers and content creators. Their image is already a sales pitch. They can be on multiple products. They can be everywhere. They can be on anything, and they are easily used on most advertisements. So the point is that VTuber organizations, whenever they have a complete group of attractive, famous individuals that can be anywhere, that has an image that is like, that could be printed on literally like a can of Coke and be fine with it, then obviously they can make money anywhere. And these organizations are railing in money. Merch sales are cool. They are making so much money. They have a lot of money. So this doesn't make sense to me at all. They would earn more by just keep having Ironmouse there than actually just stealing those $500,000, I bet. Like, on it, like, it's crazy.
With you, I would always be told how important I was for the company. And I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed.
I applied to Vshojo only because of Ironmouse. And because I thought that like they could assist you with events. And I bet a lot of other people also think the same way. A lot of people got introduced to VTubing because of Ironmouse. So yes, she is important to the company. In my views, she is 95% of the reason people would join the company.
Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt tripped
As we showed her, yeah.
into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that Vshojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the
Oh no. Oh no. So she never looked at the overall funding itself, the payments, and now that she's taking over, she got the paperwork, and that's how she figured out. That is how she figured it out. When it comes to like payments like this and information, it is definitely a delight to have a corporation behind you, but you can have somebody else handle this. You can hire somebody else. There is more in this video. We are halfway through the video.
years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Damn.
Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers.
She became #1 subscribed channel, and I remember that when Kai had to do another Mafiathon too to get the #1 spot again. That was crazy. That was some crazy shit. That was so awesome for a VTuber to be in #1 for once. She has broken many records. She has.
I'm breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf. But unfortunately, still a year later, Vshojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency...
The charity was in September, by the way. Last year. So let that sink in. That is 10 months ago. And also, like, the payment, if it was September, the payment would go through in October. Basically. So you can think about it at around like 15th October, somewhere there. Vshojo were paid. So from October, they were meant to... They had so much time. They haven't paid it yet. Like, that is crazy.
The foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection, and this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything.
Start your own organization. Make the most successful organization that exists. You have connections everywhere. Just make the best Western organization ever. And be a founder and rack millions, and then always send some of that, like a portion of it, to whatever charity you want, like as a yearly thing. I would apply to our org. I bet everybody would apply to our org. Again, nobody actually like, people do care a little bit about Vshojo. People care about Vshojo, but their biggest marketing was Ironmouse. Everybody would apply to Ironmouse. Everybody would apply to whatever organization she's in, because this is like, let me kind of explain why people would apply to anything she's in. One, the biggest thing about joining an organization is information, and having a veteran or somebody with with information and connections near you in any sort of way is one of the biggest advantages you could ever have in any space, and definitely in the streaming or content creator space. Being a VTuber and having the chance to ask Ironmouse a question is massive. So being in an organization where Ironmouse is affiliated with, you will have a lot of talented people around her in general. So because of that, you can always get the assistance that, like, you can always get any questions or any worries or any way you want to proceed in your like career. You could always get that, like, that kind of information from that corp where she's in. And second of all, most people started VTubing because of her. So a lot of people see that as like a goal. A lot of people see it as a goal to be able to be in an organization as the same one that got them started. Many people do this in other industries. There's there's songwriters that hope to ever make a collab song with one of their most their favorite singer or whatever. You got actors that hope to ever do like a movie with some of their favorite actors. For VTubers, it's like, for example, doing a collab or talking or being in the same organization as someone you look up to. So it will be big. But I think that overall, this whole scenario is probably the death of Vshojo. Like, this might be the death of Vshojo right here.
Very sad and very confused.
Don't Mouse, Giga, and Zen could do it. I think they could. I think you could add, they have so many more friends as well. They have so many connections in the back. They could definitely make whatever.
Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this.
Yeah.
But
take your
below
time.
the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry. Okay. Bye-bye.
Dude, she sounds so sad. She sounds so sad. You know what? Like, she said that VTubing is for good. You know, like, the craziest thing is that most VTuber organizations have always looked at corporate greed. They've always seemed like pure corporate greed. And you had Vshojo showing them the other way around, showing them that this is not the way. Clearly not. Clearly fucking not, man. This is tragic. Rip, absolutely rip a multi-million-dollar company, because this company is going down. This is bad. Holy, we got your back from Sea-Dog, Beaver Domoni. I love you, Mousy. Jacksepticeye, so sorry about all of this. Man, we got Bao and Shy Lily. We have some tweets as well. See Michi. Man, Zone. My God, he's zoning a long time. Look at this. Everybody's gathering up. Oh my God. So we have a link also down here for the donation. Let me take a look at it real quick. Oh my god. It has raised $391,000. The goal is 10,000. It has raised 391,000 and it just keeps on going. Scroll down. Gamer subs donated 15,000. Donating again because Vshojo stole the first one. Oh my fucking god. Wow. Out of respect for Ironmouse, screw Vshojo, what they did. Hopefully this gets the right people. Oh my god. That is nuts. Look at all of these people donating. $1,000 from Bald Eagle making this donation to help after learning of the Vshojo did. I was directed here by Legal Mindset. Keep raising the casual mouth. Damn. Holy fuck. What the? Look at all of this. Jesus. Wow. Look at all of the support that she's receiving here. This is great. Now, this truly shows the amount of care the whole community has, but everybody has. Like, not everyone can raise, not everyone can raise $393,000 for a charity in less than a day, less than 24 hours. The highest is down. More Kenji donated, more and more. Did Kenji? Oh, all the way down here. Oh, so we have a whole tier list, full leaderboard. Okay. So you got gamer subs. VTube Studio donated 12,000. If you don't know, VTube Studio is the software we all use on our phone and on our computers to use our VTube model. VTube Studio donated 12,000. Doki Bird donated 10,000 and Vjin donated 10,000. Wow. Wow. That is surprising. Kenji donated 10,000. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. The GOAT. Our goal, really. That is our Oshi, man. Let's go. I'm so happy to see. Look at all of these guys. Treya, Ludwig. Oh my god. Fifi. Wow. Porch Lane. Tricky. Sea Dog. Man. Oh my god. Wow. This really brought everybody together, huh? Oh my goodness. Camilla. It doesn't really matter how much you donate. The fact that people took the initiative to donate themselves is crazy. It's such pure kindness. So nice. This is crazy. This whole scenario is crazy. I am so happy to see them all band together and donate here. Like, everybody gets around. Yeah. Let's go to everyone. Yeah, that's amazing. That truly is amazing to see. Wow. But yeah, if you tell me down below what you think. Tell me what you think about the scenario. Like the video if you enjoyed, and yeah, come sub to the channel if you want to watch more, and I'll see you guys around. Take care, have a good one, and peace. Bye, y'all.